Welcome back to She's in Her Apron. We're gonna keep it simple and tender,
Fall off the bone.
and full of flavor.
Seriously, so good.
Today I'm showing you 4 ways to cook up ribs to get any man in your life drooling.
Yum.
Aprons on, let's go. I have ribs you can make in the oven nice and low and slow that just fall apart. They're slow cooker ribs if you want to set it and forget it. My favorite Instant Pot ribs. They're the faster route for fall off the bone. And smoke ribs because nothing says dad like a smoker going all day. Father's Day is right around the corner and I am definitely feeding my man ribs. So let's kick things off with the classic. For our oven ribs, I'm working with over 4 pounds of country style pork ribs. This will cook in the oven for 4 hours at 255 degrees and they're gonna fall apart and be so good.
I have a pan that will fit these ribs. I'm gonna put some aluminum foil down at the bottom. And then I'm going to put the ribs down and then we'll start rubbing the rub on them.
So we're gonna make a rub for this.
I'm gonna need a 1/2 cup of garlic powder, a 1/4 cup of black pepper, a tablespoon of cayenne pepper, a tablespoon of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of ground cumin, 1 tablespoon paprika, 1/2 tablespoon chili powder, and a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And we'll give this a good mix. All right, that looks good, smells good. So let's get this rubbing on the ribs. So this, you're not gonna use all this rub on them, obviously, but do it generously. So then I'm gonna just rub it in.
Now that they're flipped over, I'm gonna put the rub on the other side and rub that in nice and good.
What I'm gonna do is wrap this in aluminum foil on the top, really, really tight, and it's gonna bake for 2 hours in a 250-degree oven, and then we'll drain it after that, get some of that fat off, and then flip them and put them in the oven for another 2 hours. Here are the ribs cooked after 4 hours. I already took a little taste, and it's delicious. Just breaks apart, look at that. Oh, so good. And if you want a little tang, just add some barbecue sauce. The ribs are really, really good. Easy dinner, lots of flavor that your family will love.
Now, if you have a busy day planned with dad or you just don't want to heat up the kitchen, the slow cooker is the way to go. In the slow cooker, they just fall apart. So I created a rub for the ribs and I used a teaspoon of smoked paprika, onion powder, and garlic powder, and some salt and pepper. That was the ratio. I probably about tripled that. So these are pork country style ribs, and I gave that rub a good rubbing all over both sides. Put it in the crock pot. I did this in layers. So this first layer and then barbecue sauce, another layer of ribs and barbecue sauce. You can either cook it on high up to 4 hours or low up to like 6 or 8. The longer you cook it on low, it's just gonna completely fall apart. Oh, would you look at that? Look at these ribs. They are just melting apart. They're so good. So give that a try. The Instant Pot truly has changed the game of ribs for us. Now, Derek is big on ribs on the smoker, but since I shared my latest Instant Pot rib recipe with him, he loves it this way. In fact, for Mother's Day, he made this recipe for me.
So I already thawed out a package of pork ribs. I'm gonna get it out of the package, dry it off with some paper towels, and then we're gonna season it up. I'm gonna season it with some salt, and then we're gonna put our rub. So this is Smoky Oki's Okie Dust Championship Rib Pork and Poultry Rub. Use any rub recipe you like. This was really good. Use as much as you want. Get that in here. I don't know what's too much. I don't know.
So to your Instant Pot, you can add your rack in or not. I've seen it done both ways. I am using a cup of liquid. So for this recipe, you can use apple juice. I don't have any apple juice. I just opened up a can of applesauce. I probably put about a 1/2 cup of applesauce in here and the rest with water. So in all, I have about a cup of liquid. I'm gonna add, I don't know, maybe a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Next, if you have liquid smoke, like a teaspoon or so of that in here would be perfect. It'll give you that smoky flavor. I am all out. So what I'm gonna do to make up for that is I'm just grab some of this barbecue sauce that Derek had in the fridge. I've never heard of this before. Blues Hog Champions Blend Barbecue Sauce. So we're gonna put some of that down in there. I'm actually gonna put maybe just a little bit more of the applesauce
and give it a little more liquid, just a little. I'll grab some water. All right, there we go. I probably have about another half cup of that applesauce or apple juice. So you can cut your ribs and put them into sections if they're not gonna fit in here around the trivet. But I think this will fit. So we're gonna just wrap, oh yeah, we're just gonna wrap these in. And I'm gonna high pressure these for 25 minutes. And then we're gonna let them naturally release for 10 minutes when they're done. Oh, time got away from me, so these are done. So I'm just gonna turn on and let them release whatever's left. Oh boy, would you look at those. And we're not done with these yet. Look it, they definitely fall off the bone. We have a bone already. We're gonna take our barbecue sauce. We're gonna get that on. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. Then we're gonna stick these under the broiler. They're gonna get all like caramely and delicious and get that crust. I can't wait, these are gonna be so good. I'm gonna keep my eye on them. I'll probably do them for 5 minutes, but I'll keep my eye out. Look at that, 5 minutes under the broiler. They've caramelized. Oh my gosh, these look amazing. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so hungry. Yum. And look at that, fall off the bone, instant pot, pork ribs. You guys, it's like you smoked them. They're delicious. We're having it up with some zucchini and mushrooms, and I made our homemade coleslaw. Fall off the bone. Seriously, so good. Yum. Quick, easy, and your teens and husband will love them. But of course, if you want to go all out for Father's Day, then fire up the smoker. These are the ribs that take time, patience, and a whole lot of love. These ribs were smoked by my brother during a big family dinner at my parents' home in the Carolinas. And he smoked up 4 full racks of pork ribs. He fired up the smoker to 225 degrees, and he got to work. First, he put a light layer of mustard on top of the ribs. He says it acts as a binder for the rub that he's now putting on it. Now, I didn't catch the rub that he was using, but it was a store-bought rub that he had. And he made sure to coat both sides very well. You don't go light with the rub, that I do know. Usually he does the 3-2-1 method. 3 hours unwrapped, 2 hours wrapped in foil, and 1 more hour unwrapped with sauce. He loves this recipe and he says it's foolproof. You're in luck because my brother did give me the link to the 3-2-1 method recipe, so I'll leave that for you down below. But this time he switched it up.
Solution of Dr. Pepper and apple cider vinegar, a 2-to-1 ratio.
Ooh, what? I am so excited. Instead of wrapping every hour, he opened the smoker and spritzed the ribs with a mixture of Dr. Pepper and apple cider vinegar. A 2-to-1 ratio. 2 parts Dr. Pepper to 1 part apple cider vinegar. How often do you do that?
About every hour.
So you just give them a little spritz?
Just a little spritz every now and then.
Aww.
Adds a little bit more flavor.
This combo gives the ribs this sweet, tangy, caramelized finish that was so good. The ribs smoked for about 6 hours in total, so if you've got the time and a smoker, then give these a try. They were delicious, so good, and everyone enjoyed them. We served it up with some slow cooker beans and my mom's macaroni and cheese bake. Oh, it is so good. And with the barbecue, you need corn on the cob. The only thing we were missing was coleslaw. If you've noticed with the other recipes, I absolutely love having coleslaw with my ribs. Here's the recipe we use. I like to use the tricolor coleslaw, the 2-pound bag from Sam's Club. You can get it for like $1.78. So I need a cup of mayonnaise, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and then 4 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. Mix that all together, mix it up really good, and then just pour it over the coleslaw. Now it's gonna seem like at first you don't have enough dressing, but I promise as this sits in the fridge, it like spreads. It does its thing, trust me. You don't want too much of a soggy coleslaw. This recipe is so good. It's a family favorite, and we always serve it up with our ribs. Give it a try. Here are a few quick tips that apply no matter how you cook your ribs. Before cooking, remove the silver skin from the underside of the ribs. This is a tough layer, and when it's left on, it can make the ribs tough and chewy. Seasoning is essential. Apply a dry rub to the ribs well before cooking. You can even do this the day before. That way they're marinating for a deeper flavor. A good rub also helps create a flavorful crust. Low and slow is key.
You're doing your ribs a favor when you cook them with low heat, and this makes them so tender. Aim for a temperature between 225 and 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Like my brother does, consider wrapping. Wrapping the ribs in foil during the cooking process can help retain the moisture and speed up cooking time. Don't overcook. Check for doneness by probing the meat with a meat thermometer or fork. The meat should be tender and easily pull away from the bone. Add sauce. Brush with barbecue sauce during the last hour of cooking or after removing from the heat. This adds such a flavorful glaze. Allow the ribs to rest for 10 to 15 minutes after cooking. This helps the juices redistribute and it results in the most tender and flavorful outcome. And store the leftovers with sauce separate to avoid sogginess. But honestly, in my home, I don't think we've ever had leftover ribs. They're just too good. Click on these videos here. I'm gonna share with you a ton of yummy side dishes. We're talking pasta salads, potato salads, and even our favorite Boston baked beans. I'll meet you over there. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.